It's unprecedented for a person to have been held liable in defamation to keep doing the defamation. So there are not a lot of cases that we can look to for a playbook about how to do it. But suffice to say, I have a lot of lawyers who are very busy looking into this, and we are weighing all of our options.
Trump did the predictable thing, and now he's dealing with predictable consequences for doing so.
E. Jean Carroll seeks new damages from Trump for comments on CNN, for comments that he made anew about E. Jean Carroll on CNN the night after the jury verdict in her case against him.
Apparently, it's frowned upon to publicly defame the woman who just defeated you in court on counts of defamation.
This new filing today is with the same judge who presided in the trial in which E. Jean Carroll was just awarded $5 million in damages from Trump.
So here's what happened. About 2 weeks ago, Trump, who is the forerunner for the Republican presidential nomination, was found guilty by a jury of defaming and committing acts of sexual abuse against E. Jean Carroll. Carroll was awarded $5 million. Trump defenders now say that it was all rigged, and that just because he's rich and famous, women are going to be after him for his money and for his clout. It simply comes with the territory of being a billionaire in the public eye. Therefore, they're not bothered by the fact that Trump is now a convicted sexual abuser, and they will still vote for him in 2024 when he will most likely be the Republican presidential candidate.
Donald, I thought you were a gentleman.
You can't say I didn't try.
And I guess the fact that he was found guilty, unanimously by the way, by a jury as opposed to, say, a judge or a political committee is of little to no consequence to them either. And I'm not saying the juries are perfect, and I'm not saying they get it right every time. I was actually just on a jury recently, and I didn't sign the verdict because I didn't agree with it. But if it was just a judge or a political committee that was determining the verdict, I think they'd have a stronger case as far as bias against Donald Trump potentially influencing the decision. And of course, the public is not privy to the details of the trial, so it's difficult, if not impossible, for the average Trump supporter to decide for themselves whether or not he's innocent or guilty, because they simply have not been presented with the relevant evidence or testimony. Now, immediately following the trial and the verdict, Trump did his now infamous town hall with CNN. While CNN made efforts to fact-check the former president in real time, their efforts were no match for Trump. He repeated a lot of the same lies that we've been used to hearing from him. He denied saying or writing things that we have proof of him saying and writing, and he downplayed the verdict and proceedings of the trial, claiming that Carroll was a whack job with a fake story. He, like his supporters, said the whole thing was rigged against him. Haven't heard that one before.
The only way we're going to lose this election is if the election is rigged. Remember that.
Almost immediately after the town hall, Carroll's attorney, Roberta Kaplan, said that her client would be seeking, quote, very substantial punitive damages as a result of his rhetoric at the town hall. There was a question as to whether or not she would be suing Trump again, but now it seems that she is simply amending an already pending lawsuit that her client has against Trump, a second lawsuit separate from the one that Carroll just won. So to recap, Trump was found guilty of defamation against E. Jean Carroll, and in response, he denied being guilty of defaming E. Jean Carroll while defaming E. Jean Carroll publicly. The second case was filed regarding statements Trump made against Carroll in 2019, but it's been held up as there is a dispute as to whether or not Trump can be held liable for the things he said while he was president, which is crazy to think about. In the amended second suit, Carroll is seeking $10 million in damages. But Trump has not stopped publicly defaming this woman. Just this morning on Truth Social, Trump said, quote, I don't know E. Jean Carroll. I never met her or touched her. I wouldn't want to know or touch her. I never abused her or raped her or took her to a dressing room 25 years ago in a crowded department store where the doors are locked. She has no idea when, or did anything else to her, except deny her fake, made-up story that she wrote in a book. It never happened, is a total scam, unfair trial. He went on to say, quote, the Carroll case is part of the Democrats' playbook to tarnish my name and person, much like the now fully debunked Russia hoax, the 51 intelligence agents, FBI/Twitter files, and so much more. It is being funded and tried by Democrat operatives, although this was denied by them. And when they got caught in the lie, the Clinton-appointed judge would not let us use it in trial. Time will prove him to be highly partisan and very unfair. Again, he's mad that he's being accused, again, of defaming E. Jean Carroll, so he again responds by defaming E. Jean Carroll publicly. Anyway, I'm sure looking forward to this upcoming election cycle. Aren't you? Should be fun. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like and subscribe, and be sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you.